Can you talk about having Brandon Marshall here? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited about him. Known him for a long time. Our paths have crossed, doing a bunch of things off the field. Played in a Pro Bowl together back when it was in Hawaii. So I don't know how many years ago, but known of him for a long time. Really heard a lot of good things about him, and been a fan of his just watching him on film. He's a very smart veteran guy who very fluid. I've seen him in a lot of different offenses really be successful both as an outside receiver, as an inside receiver. I think he's very versatile. There's a lot of things he can do. He's a big target, so big catching radius. And just watching him run today was pretty impressive. So I'm excited about having him.
So you still think he has a lot of gas left in the tank?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we talked for a while today, and he's excited to be here. We're excited to have him.
Drew, it's usually a matter of how fast a guy can kind of assimilate to the offense.
Yeah.
You get a sense of how fast Brandon can pick it up.
I think the good thing about a veteran guy is that majority of the time these are concepts that he's seen before and done before. They might be called something slightly different, so really then it just becomes a verbiage thing and maybe a little bit of memorization as to what we call it. But as far as how the route is run, where the hole is in the defense, why you're calling the route, what are you looking for, what are the adjustments off of it. These are things that a veteran receiver like him who has that type of experience knows.
You think he's hungry to play in a preseason? You think he's never played in a preseason game. Do you think that figures into as to why a guy would want to come here, a postseason game?
Oh, you're saying Brandon Marshall has never played in a postseason game?
No.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I like to think that people look at our offense and what we're able to do with our skill position players, and it's an exciting offense to play in, and you have the chance to be successful in it. The ball gets spread around from week to week. Everybody gets opportunities. So for a guy like him, who's a veteran guy who at this stage in his career just wants to win, wants to be a part of something like that, then yeah, I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Drew, how good has Teron been on that left side protecting the blind side?
He's been great. Really the whole unit. But Teron, when he's in there, it's he's a difference maker.
How much will get hurt if he's not in the play for you guys?
Listen, of course you'd love to have everybody healthy, but if they're not, then I'm confident in the guys who would step in and be able to do the job. And again, as a unit, those guys are always working together, and there's things you do from a game plan perspective, as you think about, who's going to be in what positions. And so confident that whoever we step out there with, it will be good to go.
Is it kind of a luxury to have a guy like Bushrod to maybe step in that role, a guy who's done it before with this team?
Absolutely. Veteran guy, played a ton of football. He was a starting left tackle here for a long time, right? So for him to step in, it's like, hey, he's ready for that. We're used to that, and so we're ready to go.
I know wins are the most important stat to you,
yeah.
But is there another one, an actual quarterback statistic that you judge yourself by?
Not right now.
Passer rating, TD interception rating, nothing like that?
No, there's a lot of those things that you mentioned that equate to winning football, right? They probably go hand in hand with good decision making, right? Good productivity, scoring points, winning games, right? So at the end of the day, the objective is to win, but you got to understand what helps you get to that point, right? And all those things are factors.
Statistically, you're having one of the best seasons ever by a quarterback. When you're in it, does it really feel like you're having that much?
No, just playing ball. Just playing ball, just trying to be a great decision maker, knowing that good things happen when I am.
Drew, what about completing 90% of your passes to Michael Thomas? It's like an unheard of rate. How can you complete 90% of your passes to a guy, and they're not all low percentage throws either?
Well, he knows when he gets open, I throw it to him. That goes for anybody. Huh? That's the job of the quarterback, right? Find the open guy, throw it to him. Give him a ball he can catch and do something with after the catch. Mike deserves a ton of credit. He's as competitive as they come. He's a game changer. He knows that I'm counting on him, and he knows when I look at him and he's he's the guy. He's going to get open, you know, and so he'll fight like crazy to do that. And he's a great player. The great players have that gene, that makeup, you know, where when it's time to roll, it's time to roll, and they feel like they're uncoverable. You know, it's a little bit of an invincible feeling. I love to watch him work during the week in practice. What you see on game day is what we see in practice every day.
Do you think back ever to last year about what could have been if you all could have played the Eagles, or is it just kind of something you never?
Oh, it's done and gone. You know, I thought about it back then, but not now. It's a new season, you know, new team. So here we are now. We're playing now.
Is there extra juice playing the Super Bowl champions?
Sure. I mean, they're a prideful group. They know how to win. It's you know, you look across the board. It's as good a front four as we'll play. And as a defense, man, they got a ton of playmakers over there. So we got our work cut out for us. We know the type of game it's going to be. We know they're coming in hungry for a win. So both teams have a lot to play for.
What role does having so many personnel groupings have in the success of the offense?
I think it makes it hard on a defense. You know, as a defense sits there and tries to game plan how they're going to defend you when certain people are on the field, it just becomes problematic when you are so multiple in the things that you can do. And so whether it's the personnel groups that we put on the field or what we do then with formations or where we're putting guys and the tempo at which we play, you know, all those are things that can work to our advantage if we execute correctly.
What is so hard about the year after the Super Bowl? You remember 10, you guys made the playoffs, but
yeah,
what makes it so difficult the next year?
Because everybody gets better. You know, I mean, really, the slate is wiped clean at the end of at the start of that next season, and so even though you may have the same players, you know, you have to reestablish your identity, and then you know, let's be honest, when any Super Bowl team, man, the ball bounced your way at times, you know, when it could have gone the other direction, and it's hard to replicate that, you know. I mean, you've got to go out and you've got to earn it all over again, and you've got to have the ball bounce your way again, and you've got to reestablish your identity again, and you got to stay healthy again, and you got to, you know, all those things that equated to you winning it in the first place. So it's difficult.
Do you think that you guys are getting a few of those?
I hope so. I mean, I think so. As I look to games that we've won some close games here, right? And you could point to one play here, one play there that made the difference, and had that play gone a different direction, then maybe it wouldn't have been the same result. So yeah, but man, when you build confidence and momentum, you begin to feel and believe that you're going to make every one of those plays.
Why do you think you've done so well to limit interceptions this year?
Just good decision making. And that's pretty much it.
Nothing's really changed with the offense and the way you're
No.
working down here.
No.
Is it that momentum you talk about? Is it a hard thing to get, but once you get it, it's hard to get off of that train once you seem to acquire it?
I mean, it's just like the ebb and flow of a game, right? Within the framework of a game, you know, there's going to be kind of ups and downs, and you know, the other team grabs the momentum for a little bit, and then you got to find a way to make a play to get it back, you know. And yeah, I mean, a lot of this game is confidence and momentum.
Do you find that when Cincinnati won the second series was going to go for it, was that the ultimate sign of respect, you think, for the other offense? Before they got the false start penalty?
Yeah, that was across our 50 though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was a second series.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I like to think so, but that's something Sean Payton would do all the time, regardless of who we're playing. You know, I mean, it's the mentality that you're going in with. You know, it's common sense might tell you that, hey, you have more of a chance of going for it on fourth down in a, you know, 50-50 situation if you know that, man, the points are at a premium, right? The touchdowns are at a premium, sustaining drives are at a premium.